start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
So here we are with Nintendo Direct coming to a close. I already did part 1, the Mario 40th coverage. If you missed that, you better check it out, because that was me breaking down how Nintendo managed to turn Mario's big birthday into yet another overpriced nickel and dime scam. But now it's time to talk about the rest of the Direct, and let me tell you, this one was definitely a roller coaster. There were some real highs, but there were also some definite lows. And there were a couple of moments that left me scratching my head going, who asked for this? So buckle in, because you know this is going to get the full vigilante treatment, and where Nintendo continues to insult our wallets and our intelligence. So let's start off with the finale, because Nintendo loves to think they can end on a bang, and they actually did. What did they close with? A brand new Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Now, I'll be honest, when I saw this, I perked right up. It looks good, the visuals are sharp, the tone feels more mature than Engage, and it seems like they're finally bringing some new systems to the table. You've got branching destinies. Maybe they'll do a tactical rewind that'll be baked into the story like they've done in previous games, and it looks like they're leaning more into that gritty fantasy aesthetic fans have been begging for. But here's the thing, people online were mad. Mad because Nintendo closed the show with Fire Emblem instead of a brand new 3D Mario game. And I get it, Mario is the crown jewel, people expect that. But let me say this, Fire Emblem deserves its flowers also. This series has been carrying strategy RPGs on its back for decades. And yeah, I'm not going to pay $70 for it, I'm renting it on Gamefly because that's how I roll. But as far as quality, this looks like a winner. Too bad we have to wait until 2026 to play it. Next up, we got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now let's talk about the one that had me shouting at my screen. Okay, not literally. I got excited, but maybe not shouting. Metroid Prime 4, finally after years, literal years of waiting, they showed us real gameplay, and it wasn't just a teaser. Samus is back. She's looking sharper than ever, and she's got a motorcycle. That's right, a freaking motorcycle. And it's not just for show either. From what they revealed, you can actually use it to traverse planets, to explore beyond the standard tight corridors Metroid is known for. Let me say this is the most excited I've been for a Nintendo first party game in a long time. The environments look massive, the combat looks fluid, and the atmosphere, chef's kiss. Retro Studio is clearly pulling out all the stops. December 4th, mark your calendars. This is the one I am day one renting, no hesitation, but here's the kicker. Nintendo fanboys are already calling this game that will save the Switch 2. Excuse me? Save it from what? From its own overpriced cartridges, from third-party games running like hot garbage? Let's calm down here. This is one game, it's not going to magically erase all the anti-consumer garbage Nintendo has been pulling, if we're being honest. And up next is the Pokemon bombshell. Then we got Pokemon, oh boy. Let me break this down. Out of nowhere, Nintendo drops a brand new Pokemon spin-off game. And what is it? A Ditto game. A Ditto farming, crafting, life sims game that's basically Stardew Valley meets Minecraft. I sat there like, what? Who asked for this? Who was begging for a Ditto-based farming simulator? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Now don't get me wrong, I love when franchises experiment, I'm not against spin-offs, but what we've been asking for years is for Coliseum 3, for a new mystery dungeon, for Pokemon Ranger to come back, and instead you throw Ditto at us. It's the main course. Nah, that's tone deaf. That's Nintendo and the Pokemon proving once again they're completely out of touch with what their fan bases actually wants. And just to twist the knife further, this thing is even coming soon in 2026. But that wasn't the end of the Pokemon news, oh no, they showed off Pokemon Legends ZA, and guess what, they showed us more Mega Evolutions, and I'll be honest, they look good. The original starters get new Mega forms, and Greninja in particular looks absolutely insane. fans are hyped, people are losing their minds, and for a brief moment I was like, okay, maybe they're finally doing something right again. And then Nintendo slaps us in the face because right after that they announced the Mega Dimensions expansion, $30, $30 day one DLC, cut content. That means if you want the full experience, if you want all the megas, if you want the full game, you're paying not 70, not 80, not even 90, but $100. 100, the first ever $100 game. Let that sink in. This isn't innovation. This isn't fan service. This is extortion. They are deliberately chopping the game into pieces, holding part of it hostage, and selling it back to you at launch. This is anti-consumer to its core. And the worst part, people will still buy it. Fanboys will defend it. They'll say, well, it's optional. You don't need the DLC. Yeah, I don't need to eat food with seasoning, but it sure makes the meal better. Come on, stop defending this nonsense. Next up, we got Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This is the third installment in the Zelda Dynasty Warriors mashup series, and let me tell you, it looks amazing. If you're into the hack and slash combat, wave after wave of enemies, flashy specials that wipe out 50 moblins at once, this is your jam. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The Hyrule Warrior games always did something unique. They expanded the Zelda universe in ways the mainline titles never did. Age of Calamity gave us that prequel glimpse of Breath of the Wild world before it fell apart. And now Age of Imprisonment. It looks like they're leaning into the darker themes, heavier stakes, and more character variety. It's coming out November 5th, and yeah, I'll be renting this one. But here's the thing, as good as it looks, this isn't a system seller. Fanboys want to hype this up like it's the next Breath of the Wild. Stop, it's a Warriors game. It's fun, it's chaotic, but let's not pretend it's changing gaming forever. Still, a solid announcement. Next up, oh lord, Nintendo somehow decided to resurrect the biggest flop in their history. Worse than the Wii U, worse than the GameCube's early years. I'm talking about the Virtual Boy. Yeah, that red-eye straining headache machine from the 90s. The one that barely lasted a year before Nintendo buried it. And what are they doing? They're bringing it to the NSO expansion pack. Now you'd think they just throw these games in for free since no one in their right mind was asking for them, but nope, to play the Virtual Boy games on Switch, you're got to buy an accessory, $25 for cardboard. That's right, cardboard. Nintendo looked at Labo and said, yeah, let's bring that back. And if you want the real experience, $100 for the premium headset stand. Let me repeat that, $100 to play games from the Virtual Boy. Games that bombed 30 years ago. Games nobody wanted then and nobody asked for now. It's dropping February 17th. I swear, only Nintendo can turn their biggest failure into a subscription scam. And then up next, oh boy, now we get to the garbage, DK Bonanza DLC. I already told y'all when I reviewed the base game that there wasn't enough quality content to justify that $70 price point. It did feel incomplete, and now here comes Nintendo proving me right. This expansion is nothing more but cut content sold back at us for $20. What do you get? DK Island. That's it. You can explore an island, no real upgrades, no new characters, no meaningful story, just a new environment with a rush roguelike mode called Emerald Rush. That's not DLC, that's an afterthought. That's something they should have been in the base game. $20 for scraps and fanboys will defend it like it's the second coming of Tropical Freeze. No, this is a scam, hard pass. Finally, something worthwhile. Square Enix showed up with not one but two remakes, Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Quest VII. Now, I've already played Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm not double dipping. It's a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to pay again for something I already finished. But Dragon Quest VII, that one has my attention. The original was criminally underrated, the art style, the world design, this remake looks like a love letter to classic JRPGs. Final Fantasy VII drops January 22nd and Dragon Quest VII hits February 5th. For the fans of the genre, this is a big one. Next, we got two more heavy hitters, Hades 2 and Dynasty Warriors Origins. Now, I'll be honest, I never played the first Hades. I know, don't roast me. But I've seen enough gameplay to know it's incredible. Hades 2 looks just as stylish, just as addictive, and I'm ready to finally dive in. It drops September 25th. As for Dynasty Warriors Origin, this one does have me hyped. A full reboot of the series, bigger armies, bigger combat flow, and massive cinematic set pieces finally coming to the Switch 2. January 22nd release, and yeah, it's going on my backlog. Solid announcements all around. Now here's something that really got me excited. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections. I love the first game. It was fresh, it was fun, it gave us a Pokemon style Monster Hunter spinoff that actually worked. And I absolutely love Monster Hunters, one of my favorite franchises in the entire world. I still need to play the second one though, but seeing this trailer, man, got me hyped. The cel-shaded art style, the darker tone, the monster design, it looks incredible. This is how you do a spin-off properly. Let's just hope they don't get sued. Next, we have Fatal Frame 2 Remake, and listen, this is the type of horror Nintendo desperately needs more of. Creepy atmosphere, psychological tension, survival mechanics, it's everything you want from a remake of a cult classic. Horror fans, take note, you're going to be excited. And then came the big surprise, and I was honestly shocked. I did not think this game was going to come so soon. Resident Evil Requiem, a brand new Resident Evil title hitting the Switch 2, I believe, day and date. Fanboys immediately started cheering. See, Resident Evil is here. The Switch 2 is saved. Hold up. Did you actually watch the trailer? Because I did, and guess what? The visuals were a little rough, especially the hair. Hair looked like straw. This isn't PS5 quality, and I understand that you can't expect it out of the Switch 2, but let's be realistic. Let's not cheer and champion like this is an amazing port so far. This is watered down Resident Evil just to say, hey, it runs on the Switch. Don't let the fanboys gaslight you into thinking this means the Switch 2 can compete with next gen. It can't, period. Get over it. And last but not least is Kirby again, because apparently a full 45-minute direct wasn't enough. Nintendo announced another dedicated Kirby direct. Let me ask you something. Do you really think anyone outside the hardcore Kirby fans wanted this? No, Kirby isn't Mario. Kirby isn't Zelda. Kirby is cute. He's fun, but he's not moving systems. You can do a 3-hour Kirby direct and it won't change that. This is Nintendo trying way too hard to force hype where there is none. So let's take a step back. Let's look at the direct as a whole, not just the hype trailer, not just the cheap nostalgia pops, but the entire package Nintendo threw at us. On the surface, yeah, there were some highs. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weaves look strong, and I'll give credit where credit is due. That's a series that still carries weight. Metroid Prime 4 finally re-emerged and showed us the damn release date and showed us something worth getting excited about. Dragon Quest VII Remake looks amazing. Monster Hunter Stories 3 came out swinging, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment looks like it could be the best Warrior Zelda crossover yet. Those are legitimate wins. But then, just like clockwork, Nintendo reminds us who they really are. Instead of giving fans the spin-offs they've been asking for, we got a ditto farming simulator that looks like a parody. Instead of honoring Pokemon's legacy, we get Day 1 DLC cut out of Legend ZA, turning it into the first $100 game in history. Instead of giving us meaningful new content for DK, we get Bonanza expansion that reeks of cut content. Instead of leaning into the Switch 2's potential, they resurrect the Virtual Boy, Nintendo's biggest failure, and had the audacity to charge us $100 for the premium experience nobody wanted. And yeah, we got third-party love. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades 2, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Fatal Frame 2, even a new Resident Evil. But look closely, Resident Evil isn't exactly a win. It's not going to look that good on the Switch 2 most likely. It's watered down, it's compromised, and the fanboys will scream, see, Resident Evil's here, the Switch is saved. No, it's not saved. If anything, it shows the ceiling for the system. And then Kirby, another direct. More spotlight, more padding. It doesn't matter if you do a 45 minutes, an hour, or 3 hours. Kirby is not going to carry this console. Nintendo is force-feeding hype that doesn't exist outside of die-hard Kirby fans and fanboys. So when you zoom out, this direct is the perfect summary of modern Nintendo. A mix of genuine excitement, bizarre decisions, and outright anti-consumer cash grabs. They still know how to get us hyped, but they also can't resist milking us dry. So where do I land? The Direct had moments. Fire Emblem was solid, Metroid Prime 4 looked great, Dragon Quest 7 Remake, yes please, Monster Hunter Stories 3, I'm in. But then it fell apart. Virtual Boy NSO, scam. DK Bonanza DLC, scam. Pokemon Legends ZA with day 1 paid megas, predatory. Kirby hogging Direct time, overkill. For every high, there was a low. For every win, there was a head-scratching failure. It wasn't the worst Direct I've ever seen, but it sure the hell wasn't the best. So overall, I'm giving this Direct a C, maybe a C-. It's average at best, dragged down by greedy business decisions and filler announcement. And let me make this crystal clear, anyone out there calling this an A Direct is lying to you. They're not being honest, they're not being critical, they're just running defense for Nintendo. That's not journalism, that's not analysts, that's marketing. And I'm not here to market for Nintendo, I'm here to hold them accountable. So stick around because I've got full breakdowns coming on the Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension scam, the DK Bonanza DLC disaster, and the ridiculous second Kirby Direct. Each one of these deserves its own takedown, trust me, they are coming. Until then, remember, Gamefly is a hell of a deal, no I'm not sponsored, Nintendo fanboys are coping and seething, and as always, stay vigilant. And now it's time to read off the members of the channel. We got Kora's Objective, Maximilian Pegasus 88, Madfox 94, Shade Milkman, Oh No Is Justin, Brian Payne, Andy Ritz, J Wesby 65, C-Stars Piplup, Maximus 2400, John Molina, Dustin 360, That PlayStation Gamer, The Gaming Rift, Raymond YouTube 1, Brian Abraham, Stephen Remy, Vetful Zelza, Wooden's Throne, Matthew Buckley, Byron Morse, King Paco, Nintendo Lover, and AV Gator 2000. Thank you so much for becoming part of the crew. Well, that's the end of the video. If you truly enjoyed it and want to support the channel, why not consider becoming a member? It's just $1 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive badges and emotes, plus shout out the end of each video. And hey, once the list gets too long, we'll turn it into a full credit roll so everyone still gets their moment to shine. Also, don't forget to check out the exclusive Vigilante merch. Rep the brand, support the channel, and look good doing it. And of course, make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. I'm really trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really need your help. And also, if you want to check me out live, I go live every Monday morning around 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And until next time, guys, stay vigilant.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're